I don't know what the deal is tonight, but I can't seem to keep and last night, I can't seem to keep a damn live stream going very long. I don't know what the deal is, but all managed to find me over here. Anybody that still gives a shit. I know it's getting old to me too to keep running that camera. Doesn't seem to want to work too good, does it? Doesn't seem to want to work too good at all. Let's get this plugged in while I'm at it. Yeah, I see one out there. I don't know who that is, but hello, that one. We may have another couple join us here. I don't know. We'll see. All the technical difficulties. I think Sovereign wants to release the penguins on us because they definitely been on me last night and tonight. So. Looks like I made it to 2. Well, it went back to 1. Somebody done jumped out. I'm tired of listening. I can't blame them. We're back up to 3. I'm trying to get it going again, guys. Stupid technology just ain't working out too well. Is there anybody out there with me? Can y'all hear me out there in the chat at all? It looks like it's working from here. There we go. Iron Crazy says it's working. Well, it's working for right now anyway. We'll see how long it works for. I can't make any promises, obviously. Every time we get one going, it just seems to pooch out right in the middle of it somewhere, so. Hello, Moshel. I hope I'm saying that right, Moshel. Busy man tonight. I don't know about being busy, but I sure run around in circles. Switch from live chat to top chat back. Oh, I'm not, my screen doesn't show the YouTube chat like that, Rack the Ripper. While I'm running a live, it's a different screen altogether. And yeah, I can get to those switches, but I get no chat at all. It just locks up and quits. And a few minutes after the chat stops, the whole phone just locks up and quits. I literally have to switch the phone off and, you know, shut it plumb down and turn it back on in order to get it to connect to the internet again. So for some reason, the connection to the internet is what's being lost. I don't know why. I don't know why, and I'm not exactly sure what's causing it. So. But I bet I AT&T place tomorrow. I ask questions about it to find out. So if it's something with the phone, they're going to have to fix that. Because, you know, I pay good money and I got good insurance on it. So combination of your husband's name and your name. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly, Michelle. I know, Rack. It seems that I'm still live on your end, and I can't seem to get it to work from mine. I don't know what the deal is. It's like YouTube's still running up, but my phone isn't. I'm not sure what's happening there. I hope everybody got to see the high water sign. I don't know where it cut out at, so. All right, Eugene's back getting his coffee. I'm going to go in and take care of mine. I'm going to leave you in Eugene's almost capable hands here.
Right. Now that we're stopped, I'll read the chat.
About tired of it on Sunday. Have to get one ring and another one in 5 minutes.
Right. You are. You can call me Michelle. I ain't for sure who you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know why his phone keeps on messing up like that. But here in a few days, we got a museum here in Ironton that I have literally never been to. So I'm gonna go and ask them before I start recording. Ask them I do a walkthrough while recording and see if they will tell me all the information about everything in there. And we got a couple courthouses here I'm gonna go into and show you where the how high the flood was in 1937 here. I don't know about the hot pickle now. What is that? Archangel. Well, see, this museum ain't very big. It's about as big as a 2-bedroom house. It's literally in a house. But, there's, I don't know. I don't know if they'll let me record or not. Hopefully, Lord's willing, they will. So that way I can put it up on my YouTube channel. Yes, I have an older brother, starts with a B. To be honest, let me check right here. He don't have Wi-Fi on. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's been a long time ago. I'm glad you remember, because I rarely remember that one. I think I had to be about 30 years ago.
Have you bored him to sleep yet, Eugene?
No.
You got anybody that gives a shit? Anybody staying around to watch anymore?
Right. Well, we're not too young anymore, I promise you that.
Well, sure we are. They say you're only as old as you feel. In that case, I'm only 285.
You think Chili's hacking the stream when it happens?
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't think Chili's smart enough to hack himself.
Oh, yeah. I was very young when we lived out there. Yes, very, very young. You want to throw this back up here? I don't want to drop my coffee.
Maybe you should use the cup holder. Get rid of this.
Well, I didn't know if you're still drinking that or not.
No. Throw it away. Right here, right now. That way, there's enough cup holder there, and you ain't got to worry about burning yourself if you spill that coffee in your crotch. You'll hate it.
Yeah,
that's not the right way to get hot. Let me tell you. And no matter how hot your crotch gets from the coffee, it won't.
Right.
Tell you who I am, but not on here. Well,
yeah, it's been about 30 years ago, so you'd have to.
If for you don't want anybody to know who you are, definitely don't say it on there.
I got.
Never put it out on the internet if you don't want people to know the fact. Everybody knows who the fuck I am. I just don't give a shit.
Right.
You want to come and see me? Come and see me.
Well, that's like all the emails I get. I still get emails, but half of them just don't even make sense. But
I don't get that many threats anymore. I've gotten a few. You know, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I can't figure out what it is about me driving around this town with a camera that makes somebody want to kill me or my kids. I
Right.
can't figure out what, you know. Like, you must have a shit life.
Where are you from? I can't. Let's see. Who was that?
Ironton Crazy said
No.
those were the good old days.
Jackie.
Small
Right.
town just like theirs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, them was the good old days. 30 years ago. Good God, I'm old.
Black Velvet Coffee. Is that the... I've heard of Black Silk by Folgers. I don't know a Black Velvet Coffee, but I have heard of Black Silk. Actually, my wife will only drink Black Silk. She loves that stuff. It's all right. It's...
Yes, that is a very small town. I delivered a lot of freezer foods when I was an OTR truck driver.
Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Yep.
I've been to Mount Carmel, Kentucky. If that counts. I've never been to Mount Carmel, Illinois.
I think it's a tad bit bigger than Ironton, to be honest with you. And when I say a tad, I mean probably just
A tad.
okay, from here to the light, that's bigger.
Well, that would be a tad, I reckon.
It's a very small town. I'll tell you what, every delivery that I've ever had to that little town, everybody's been nice, respectful, and I don't have one bad thing to say about that little, you know, I just don't have nothing bad to say about it.
Would you say it if you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I would. That is a very respectful little town. I mean...
This one actually ain't that bad if you're not from here.
Right, yeah, if you're not from here.
Processed in a special way from elephant poop. Oh, Jesus. No, as far as I know, I ain't never drank no elephant shit coffee.
I don't think I want to.
As far as I know, all my coffee comes from crushed coffee beans, not from elephant shit.
Well, I find
oh, my
out,
gosh, man.
If I find out it's coming from that, I'm done.
Right? You know. Now, ain't there another animal that like eats coffee beans or something, and they wait on them to shit it out, and then they go get the coffee? They sell that shit for like really expensive. I've heard of that. I assume it's real. I wouldn't know. As far as I know, I ain't never drank no shit coffee.
I've heard the same
Oh,
thing.
Sovereign said he's streaming me while he's waiting on Dickhead. Well, that'll work, I suppose.
Right?
Ain't nothing exciting going on. We're just driving around town, being ourselves. We're not very entertaining, but you are welcome to hang out and watch us anyway.
What's now here? Get on them penguins.
Yeah, if you're the one sicking the penguins on me, keep them off, man. I've had to restart this one 2 or 3 times tonight, too.
It's in there. I can't see it from way back here.
I'll turn it a little bit so you can see it. I'll just take it out of there.
Let's see. There's a cat. Hey Jerry, I'm the one who calls you, not you, tells you to call Mrs. Legicator because Tater Thorne got out of the basement again.
Say what? You're giggling. I don't even understand what the fuck you're saying.
Dude,
I can't fucking read
I
them.
I can't read that stupid shit.
Are you kidding me? Here, I'm gonna stop sign handed here. Shit. Hey, Terry, I'm the one who tells you to call Miss Legicator because Tater Thought got out of the basement. Yeah, Tater Thought. That's have you seen Chad's videos where he's Tater Thought DeCastro, the distant cousin of Lyle freaking DeCastro and Chili.
That's why I bust that laugh, dude. I couldn't read that to you.
Tater Thoughts. Shit. That's some funny shit. That last one he did, Chili said. I was thinking, yeah, that sounds like a fucking game, don't it? Chili said, believe it, because Chili said. Chili said cop bad. The cops are bad. Why? Because Chili said, you know. I bet Chili drinks elephant shit coffee. Sounds like something he'd like. He's got this butthole fascination. I assume he's fascinated with that, too.
He had some, this has been like when we first met Chili. You know what I mean? He had some packages sent to my house, right? And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, man," you know. And anyway, he told me, he said, "I'm gonna Cashapp you the money. Just send it to me." I've never received no money. I still got packages. I think it's coffee beans and I don't know.
What the fuck was he having that sent to your place for?
Coffee beans, a grinder, pretty much make your own coffee.
Well, it must be nice. Elephant shit coffee.
I tell you what, I think I'm gonna open it up.
We're gonna drink Chili's coffee.
We're gonna drink some Chili's coffee.
We're gonna drink some of Chili's coffee. It didn't come to United States Postal Service, did it?
No.
Okay, well, fuck it then. It ain't a federal offense. I'll say it's.
Well, I mean, hell, it's been in my house.
You can't tamper with, yeah, but it's still a federal offense to open someone else's mail. But if it didn't come through the mail, then it's not mail.
No.
I guess. And since, you know, he ain't going to pay to have it shipped to him, I guess that makes it yours.
Yeah, I've had it for, I know, 5 months.
Hell, where I come from, they say possession's 9/10 of the law.
I think the next live, we're going to open it up, Terry. We're going to have some chili coffee. I'll get the beans grinded up, you know.
Unless it's fucking elephant shit coffee, then I don't want any, man. I gotta be honest. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, I think I'm good with elephant shit coffee.
Right. Yeah, I can't imagine. Ugh. That don't even sound good. And I bet people pay big money for that dumb shit too. Well, you won't bet.
Oh yeah.
Hi everybody, throw a 1 in the chat if you're still here.
For no apparent reason.
No, for the reason is to see if you're still here. See, Chili did that one night. He's like, put a 1 in the chat if you're still here. There's Jackie. Jackie's still here. I don't know if that's a male or a female, Jackie, so I don't know.
You said that earlier, people start putting 2s.
Well, my chat can be a little unruly.
Right.
They do what they want.
No, that's that's why I don't mind coming on
Jackie,
live with you.
I think I just said female, did it not?
No.
All right,
Yeah,
all right, Miss Jackie. I'm glad to know. I always try to. I use all those things like sir and ma'am and you know, miss and mister and you know. Yeah, Ironton Crazy, we can see you. We can see right into your bedroom, man. We know where you're at. See you right through the camera.
Oh God, don't tell him
does that shit to him all the time. He's like, I see you out there. He said he asked 2 questions. I'm sorry we missed it. Let me get pulled over up here and I'll see if I can find it. A quick second.
Population of Ironton, what did we say?
Somewhere between 10 and 11,000.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's over 10 and under 11, but it might be just a little bit over 11.
I think it's like 10, 4, 5, something.
That was one of them. They said they asked 2. Remember the cruise lines got, oh hell yes, man. I spent more. Yeah, I definitely blew more gas in the cruise line than I have auditing so far. That's a fact. I had an old 87 Ford pickup. With what was the one I've always drove what was left of a car. I've never actually had a new one. I hope we answered both questions for you out there, Ironton Crazy. Was that also who was asking about the population?
Yeah, shit, I don't know.
Well, you ought to. You're going to have to start reading that
let me
damn
see
thing.
this
Pay
damn thing.
attention. I'm going to start making you drive.
No, hell no. I'm relaxed, son.
Must be nice. I'm trying to drive and read at the same time. I'm getting as
The
dangerous as
population looks
Chili.
like 3. The population looks like 3. He's still the gas station attendant. Was confused about her gender. See,
Are you getting closer to answering the question I asked?
We got a lot of churches, bars. I mean, there's a slew of churches and bars, but that's
our big money makers in this town. And banks.
No, I've never lived there. No, I've never lived there. Hey, Ironton Auditor.
Hey, D-Boast Nation, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Who needs a favor?
Yeah.
Bloody Panda 56. What do you need, Bloody Panda? I'll see if I can take care of it. I try. And Crazy said something about on Smith Road. That must have been to you.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. I don't know where the hell Smith Road is.
Oh, Griffville.
Any churches
okay.
with a bar? Well, it's possible. Every once in a while we break into the communion wine a little early.
Right. Oh, there goes another cat.
There's a lot of cats in this town.
Yeah. I just didn't recognize you said Griffville, and but yeah, I did live out there for a long time.
That's what he said. Thought you lived there once upon a time.
Yep.
3 men. Jeff, what? So Sovereign has to take a hit. He's well, Sovereign's watching then. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff up in the hizzy. It's Jeff. Jeff hates pig. You hear me, Sovereign? I hope to hell you're watching. Hey, Dave Malik, how you doing tonight? Good to see you out there. Our trivia game's funny, right? That's because none of us knew any of the damned answers. It was terrible. That's what happens when you let Leducator pick the damn questions. He didn't even know the answers to the questions he picked. Said, you knew my grandmother. She lived in that holler for many years.
Yeah, probably did. I mean,
he probably hasn't figured out who you are now. Trying not to dox you online. Oh, you're still not sure?
Well, I think I know.
That's what I figured. You probably had a pretty
good
idea.
I'm just trying to jump around the loop here.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not.
They obviously don't want docs out online, so be very careful what you do. So. Ain't too many people like us who don't give a shit. You know, some people got to take care of their identity. That shit come back to bite them in the ass.
Well, I tell everybody to email me at American Pride Ohio 2022. That's 2022 at gmail.com.
That's 2022 as in 2022?
Yep.
Holy shit. Sorry, I had to do that.
Well, I just want to make sure it's out there clear.
What did I say, Terry? You went RH, didn't you? What the hell is RH?
Rock Hill.
Yes, I graduated from Rock Hill. See, you can tell because I didn't know what the fuck the RH was for. You know I graduated from Rock Hill. Oh, shit. I'm like some kind of a phenom out of Rock Hill. Hell, I learned how to read and count. I can do them both.
Wait, say me too?
Yep. I graduated in 92, as a matter of fact, Rock Hill.
Damn, you're old.
I am. 24, oh hell, I was only a couple years behind who they are too. I just met recently, a female, and she was only a year behind me in school, and I knew the name, I just couldn't play. Man, it took me a week or two after I got talking to her to find the face in my mind.
Yep.
And one night I just laid down getting ready to go to sleep, and I could remember her face clear as day. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know, from one of our bands. She was always in the band too, and that was, you know, that was one of the memories I had. I just had to dig for it. Being almost 50, I ain't thought about the glory days in a long time.
You never do come think about it.
Not
you never
usually.
think about them days. I don't.
I don't generally. I mean, hell, there's not much point in it. There wasn't a whole lot of glory then, let alone now. Yes, I was definitely in the band. I was in the marching band. I carried the cymbals. I was a percussionist, but which means that I was crazy anyway. You know, all the percussionists are nuts. I think that's just like a qualification. You know, you can't be normal and want to beat on something. You know, it's just not right, I guess.
Let me swallow my coffee next time.
Oh shit! You know, there's a channel out there that you want. Year was it you graduated? 1992. Ironton Crazy. I graduated in 92. Malik said he was in a marching band and played trombone. Go to Rock Hill with us, Dave. or are you from the low area? A lot of these names are just names. I see them everywhere, so I feel like I know. Like a personal question, I realize I really don't know them. You know,
I've never really tried to play the trombone, but I heard that's a hard instrument to learn.
Sophomore when I was a senior. Yep, 2 years behind me in '94. Graduated in '83. Hey, Big Water 59, how you doing tonight? Thank you for that email, by the way. I appreciated that. And I did get that sent to Merb for you. So I just got an email back from Merb like about an hour ago. I just haven't been able to check it because I've been out here on this live all night. So, but I absolutely did get it forwarded to Merb. Graduated with my brother. Can't say though. Yeah, well, I graduated with a lot of them. I graduated with a lot of people's brothers. Well, good deal. I'm glad that he managed to get a hold of you and y'all got that worked out. So, Rack the Ripper said he heard Chili's a world-renowned skin flute player.
Here goes Captain Wilson.
I see him. Just see which way he's going. Whoops. He's going to head out toward the thing here, so I'll go make sure it ain't nothing. I doubt if it's going on since he's the captain headed that way, but we'll see. Debo's Nation asked if we follow Educator. Well, we usually don't come in here during when he's working. He works 2 to 10 in the afternoon. I don't get a chance to see him out very much when I'm auditing. Thank you, Big Water, if you're talking to me. I appreciate it. We'll definitely be safe. It's one thing we always try to do.
Yes, sir.
We got ourselves stuck in one situation one night. We're hoping not to do that again.
I really don't want to get back in.
That was not the way we wanted it, for sure. It wasn't meant to happen that way. We got there a little sooner than we wanted to be. Not always out here. That's for sure. That you know what the hell's going to happen next. That's a fact. Patrolling around.
Yeah.
Just patrolling around. Nothing happening up here. Nobody attacking the ATM.
I'm surprised.
Right?
Very surprised.
I know to a lot of people, you know, when they see to serve and protect, and it seems like what they do is serve and protect business interest all day.
Yep.
You know, and all night. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, just, you know, they don't always seem to serve and protect the people as much as they do corporations and businesses, banks and shit, you know. They protect their shit, but when you have your shit stolen, they come and file a report and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? You just never hear shit again.
Yep.
It's just not that important, so. Had to get out to my house tonight. My great nephew might have been physically abused to a tree. I don't think he understands Uncle Bub. I think he understands me too much. And you know, I learned some address, and he doesn't know this yet. I might have to make a visit to his house. I might have to knock on the door, find out he's hurt good, and you know, I'm gonna have to go talk with him. So if you're listening to me out there, you know who you are, and you know who I am, and you know I will come and knock on your door, sir. Just so you know. As Chili would say, just so you know. There you go, Sovereign, just so you know. Another rip. I'm going to start working some Chiliisms into my lives, so. Keep Sovereign blowing his brains out there, coughing them out anyway. Rack Ripper said he liked the motto of the police in GTA 5 is obey and survive. I like the one on the Transformer movie that said punish and enslave. Did you ever watch the Transformers? That was a big thing when I was a kid, man. I had all the Generation 1 Transformer toys.
You know, if we would have just saved some of the toys we had.
Oh,
when
I
we
still
was
had them.
kids.
That's now what you're going to say is they're worth all kinds of money, and I'm going to tell you that somebody lied to you, because I had them. I had a bunch of stuff that couldn't be gotten any damn where else, and you know what I found out? Everybody will tell you how much they're worth until you go to sell them, and then once you go to sell them, the collectors that might buy them, they've already got 15 of them, and they don't really need yours, and they're not paying top dollar. And what everybody says they're worth, you ain't getting anywhere near that at all. Nothing even close. I had the original first 3 movie Star Wars toys, original Millennium Falcon, X-Wing fighters, all that shit. Had it all, man. Yep, not worth a fucking thing, no matter what anybody tells you. A lot of buyers with little money. Hey, just doing his normal patrolling.
Oh shit.
He'll head up and go out and come back down 2nd Street. He'll run North Ironton, and I rode with him. It's you had the Millennium Falcon Debo had one. Now, I got a story about that. I was in a mile before Walmart became the super Walmart, and they were just like a regular little crappy department store. Meijer was the one place where you had the baker and the banker and the candlestick maker, everybody under one fucking roof. That was the big shopping place in Columbus. And I was walking through the toy aisle, and they had the new Star Trek phasers out, and I picked one up, and I was pushing all the buttons on it, made all kinds of neat little sounds and shit. And I turned around, I glanced back behind me. There's somebody walked behind me, and I glanced back, and it was an old man. Hell, he had to be 70 years old if he's a day old. He had to be in his 70s. He's an old gentleman. And, hell, I was only like 19 or 20 at the time, maybe 21 or something. I was young. And he was kind of grinning at me, watching me play with this toy, and I felt a little embarrassed, and I looked back at him with this grin on my face, and I said, sir, when I was a little kid, I said, I had the Star Wars toy, the Millennium Falcon. I said, you put 2 C bags in it, push a button, it went, and I said, that was a laser sound, man, that was high tech. And he started laughing at me, and he said, you know what? He said, when I was a kid, if you could tie a string around the front of it and pull it forward on wheels, that was high tech. Yeah, he's probably right. Hey, Dave Malik knows about Meijer. Said he still does most of his shopping at Meijer. Good night. Who's saying good night there, Eugene? Is that Ironton there?
Yep.
I missed it. Well, good night, Ironton Crazy. Thanks for having me. As long as you did. It's boring as shit. Just listen to me and Eugene goof off. Watch us drive around in circles all night. There ain't really shit to do.
Shit, I think I'm about done too.
Ain't no you want me to run you the house?
Yeah, I'm tired of shit.
I guess I'm gonna y'all ride with me. I'll go drop Eugene off. There ain't gonna be a whole lot happening tonight. It's Sunday night.
Well, it's good.
I figured there'd be some traffic out, but apparently everybody watched the fire. Once that burned out, they's all burned out and said, fuck it, we're just gonna go home. We're tired now. And had all the excitement we can handle. Oh, Dave's up there in Michigan. That's why he knows Meijer. Yeah, they have them in Columbus, Ohio too, Dave. That's where I learned of Meijer. Although I have been in the southern part of Michigan up there, up around Taylor and Romulus and places like that on the lower end, but I don't know, maybe you'd have to ask Della to be sure, but I think it's like 30 or 40 minutes south of Detroit. Up for a few years, Gene, they had commercials on TV advertising houses in Detroit. If you buy one, you get one free.
Yep.
Now, how bad is the place to live when they have to sell you one and give you one for free to get you to buy the damn thing? So I don't think Detroit is the place that I'd want to live, to be honest, if that's how they advertise their homes for sale.
And to be honest with you, the one that you got to buy is not that much either.
No, they were cheap, but man, Detroit's not a place you want to live.
Nope.
No, it's just not. It sure ain't what Detroit used to be. It ain't Motor City anymore, for damn sure.
No.
It used to be a place, kind of like this little old town used to be a place too, and now it's just what it is. But I got to be honest, no matter what anybody says about this town, no matter how bad they hate it, no matter how much corruption they say there is, or how bad the pigs are, I got to admit, man, I don't know any. I love this place. It's home to me. I wouldn't know where else to go. I feel like a duck out of water when I leave the area,
Yep.
Anywhere around here in the tri-state, high Kentucky, West Virginia, I feel right at home anywhere. Just a bunch of hillbillies, good old people together, good old boys. When I get outside this area, man, I don't feel right. I'm definitely not made for the city.
Oh, no.
living in Columbus, man, I absolutely hated that. Hated it with a purple passion.
I couldn't live in the city if they gave me a house.
Well, I did almost 10 years when I'm working in Columbus. I was a young man chasing that dollar bill, man, you know. Didn't have no better sense. I always thought someday I'd sit on my iron and live and become, you know, a fat fuck doing nothing but paid a lot of money. I was dumb enough to think that people like me could get jobs like that for a while. You know, now I know better.
I think the best job I ever had was an OTR truck driver. The most paid, anyway.
OTR meaning over the road?
Over the road. Over the road truck driver. But man, bad. He went on the road 30, 40, 50 days and only home 2.
Right. You know, that's the money trucking, staying
right.
on the road. You can't make big money trucking if you ain't in the truck.
well, actually, in all honesty, man, I made over $3,000 a week with Hogan.
Rack the Ripper said go to West Virginia and audit the Mothman. Believe it or not, Rack, Sovereign and I were there a while back. So go look on his channel. He actually has a video of us at the Mothman Museum, and then another one at the Hillbilly Hot Dogs that we passed on the way there. We met Irish Demon there at Hillbilly Hot Dogs. Had a good time, actually. I didn't particularly like the hot dogs personally. I'm not really a big hot dog eater. I had the Mothman hot dog. It had Thousand Island salad dressing, sauce, and tomatoes on it. I just
that don't even sound right.
It wasn't right. It wasn't. But you know, hey, it was the Mothman hot dog, and since we went to the Mothman, it just seemed fitting. You know, a deep fried hot dog, which I didn't care for. It's the atmosphere there that you're there for. It ain't got shit to do with the hot dogs, evidently. The price he paid for the hot dogs and shit we got, I thought was way astronomical. But I guess you're paying for the atmosphere.
Yep.
Alrighty, sir. You have yourself a good night. I guess I'm gonna go back down here and drive around a little bit.
Yes, sir. You need me, holler at me.
Alrighty. You know what I always say? Don't let them work you too hard. They're gonna pay you the same both ways.
All right, brother.
I'll see you after bed. Alrighty, guys. Drop Eugene off at the house there. I'm gonna go back down here. I'm gonna stay out a little bit longer here. It's only 1 o'clock. Just cause I guess I always look at home as the place you can go when you run out of places to go. Got nowhere left to go for the day, you can always go back home. So looks like I still got 14 of you out there holding on. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been in here tonight, for sure. The last 14 there, oh hell, look at that, 15. Somebody else popped in. I appreciate y'all for sticking with me, traveling through Ironton with me. It gets real boring driving down the street alone. I don't have anybody to talk to, so if I got you all out there, at least I can talk to you. Debo, you like well, I'm glad you like the videos. To me, I think they're boring. I mean, if you get on there and you start watching auditor channels, my videos by comparison are just boring, but it's because there really ain't shit going on here. I guess I could go out there and, become part of the action and, be an asshole about it, but it's just not me. It's just not me. It's not how I am. I have a hard time broad brushing people, groups of people, into occupations, like police officers. I have a hard time broad brushing them all as dirty pigs. I just can't do it. So my commentary is funny. Well, good. I try to make it that way and keep y'all a little bit interested, so I ain't so damn boring anyway. Try to keep it a little bit fun and funny, because if there's one thing I hate is dead air and boredom. You get that a lot on the internet too. At least I get good coffee. It's one good. The lady works in there. I ain't gonna give her names in case she don't. Nice little, not an old lady, but a nice little lady, and always has the coffee hot and fresh when she knows I'm in here, because she knows I'm gonna drink a 2-gallon of it anyway. So treats me like I own the place when I walk in. Make sure the coffee's hot and fresh. bicycle there. I just have more on, or at least I can see it. I guess it does have a light on, just not a very bright one. Well, it's not even a light, it's just a reflector. No wonder it's hard to see it. Thank God for street lights, or I would have never saw that one, I suppose. Anybody else left out there in the chat, or is Debo Sid, or did I lose the chat again? If I lost the chat, that means this live ain't gonna go very much longer anyway. So if y'all can hear me, put something in the chat just so I see you're still listening out there. There's Chili says, if you're out there, put a 1 in the chat, let me know you're still here. It looks like I lost the chat again. Hopefully y'all can hear me, even though I can't hear what you're saying. When the chat goes out, because I can't tell what the hell's going on. I can switch to, I'm hitting the button now, switching from top chat to live chat, and it's not giving me anything, so. Oh, there we go. Maybe I got something. There we go. It lit for me there. That's good. I see some ones. What's that? See, sovereign soul having rant. I can't do that. Hold on. I'll get up. It's very hard to read the chat while driving down the damn road. I can tell you. I don't know how Chili manages. I really don't. I have no idea how he manages to do it and not crack his car up. If I tried that, I'd wreck for sure. All right. Let's see. Let me get back here to where that was. Sovereign Soul was having his rant about Earth, space, and weather or not. It's flat around. It's lame. Don't like the flat Earth talk, huh? Well, you know, I kind of co-host his channel like I do Leducators. You know, there's definitely some interesting topics on there. I know that. Whether you agree or disagree, you have to admit that it's definitely interesting stuff. And, you know, that's just half the fun of it is just the interesting part. I know I have a lot of fun with it, so. There's definitely some interesting topics and some interesting people that come in and out of the chat there for sure. Like the rant better than politics. Yeah, I hate talking politics too. My idea of politics is not like anyone else's. I don't like politicians. I don't give a damn which one it is. I don't like none of them. I think all politicians are dirt. That's what I think. I'm kind of bad on them, like most auditors are on cops. I don't really care much about politicians at all. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you carry either one of those labels, you should be slapped and shot. That's my personal opinion. Nothing more than enemies to people. Politicians are. We elect them to do certain things, and they don't do any of those certain things, and they do whatever the hell they want. Take all of our freedoms and pat us on the back and tell them we're lucky that we have them protecting us. That's what I see out of politicians. So I don't care much for politics personally. I'd rather argue over whether or not the Earth's flat than I would politics for sure. I don't like politics much. My camera's really clear. Yeah, well, it's an iPhone 13 Pro Max, brand new. It's just a few months old. It's as old as my YouTube channel. The day I got this phone was when I uploaded that first few second video, just introducing myself as the Ironton auditor. So it better be clear. It does all right. It films pretty good. I really couldn't ask for a better camera for what I do. So I like it. It's got a lot more options and bells and whistles than I need, but it is a pretty nice phone. Is that Laws? Am I saying that right? Laws or Lowe's says I love to rant. I don't mind ranting every now and then myself too. Every once in a while I get on one. We all got to throw a tantrum every now and then, you know. Got to scream, cry, and bitch, kick, and whine, or like just that right. None of that really matters in the real world, and it doesn't really change anything. But I had it right, Laws, making sure, try to pronounce things correctly. Sometimes people throw me off with the pronunciation. I paid $1,100 for an iPhone 13. Actually, I think it's more like about 13 or 1400 in total price for this phone. I pay a monthly fee for it. It's not paid for. Chili lied when he said he bought me the phone. He didn't buy me the phone. Didn't buy me the phone at all. I'm still paying monthly on it. So, you know, hopefully by the time my nieces and nephews are old enough to have their own children, I'll have this phone paid off, I'm hoping, and it will actually be mine, not belong to AT&T anymore. Yeah, you're right, JR. That is a lot of money. You're right. That's the reason I kind of had to monetize my channel, just to help me pay that bill. I really couldn't afford to take the bill on any other way, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And now I'm here, and now I got to pay it either way. So that's why I try to keep some of the videos coming. And I know the ads are annoying and all that, but that's what helps me keep the cost down a little bit. Some of the biggest checks I've had from YouTube, the very first one was like $315, and I've gotten around, 200 or 250 a month, something like that, generally. I think the lowest one I had was like $170. So, but the bill for the phone and my internet at the house and the internet and this phone, all together, it cost me $275 a month, and that's just to keep this phone on. And you know what they're going to do to me if I decide I don't want to keep the phone on anymore? Then they want to charge you all that extra money. There'll be another $1,000 in early disconnection fees and crap like that. So, I do the best I can to keep it running. But it is a pretty good phone, I guess, as phones go. It's the first phone I've had, and geez, I ain't had a cell phone of my own in probably 12, 15 years. It's just, I didn't even have a home landline. The phone's not something I like. I don't like to talk on the phone. I'd rather talk in person. That's why I like these lives. It's more like talking in person rather than on a phone usually. Too bad I can't hear y'all. I wish they'd figure out how to, some way that I could pipe the chat in, and be able to, we could all have a conversation. I wish that we could figure out how to do that. And since I opened up the memberships on the channel, if we end up with 10 or more members, I'm going to start once or twice, possibly a week or a month, doing some members only live streams where we can get together and talk. Yes, JR, I do. I usually use StreamYard from the house. I haven't tried to use it from the phone, but I don't know if I can use it on a phone. I have no idea. I've never tried. Right now, all I did was go straight to YouTube and hit the button to go live. So I don't have any streaming software between us. It's just straight YouTube. Maybe that's why it's cutting out. I don't know. Maybe that's what keeps going wrong with streaming. Why I have to keep stuff. Why is this guy walking up the street slapping himself in the face? This is an interesting person right here. Whoever this is. Walking up through here smacking themselves in the face. Not sure what that's about. You're seeing the reflection of my dash in the glass. I'm not sure what the hell that's about, but anytime you're walking around slapping yourself, there's something wrong with that. Just saying. Oh, I know that guy. Jeez, all he ever does is walk and sit somewhere. I think maybe he's homeless and just don't have nowhere else to be. Taylor. Walking up there smacking himself in the face, though, that looked kind of weird. He talks to himself a lot. Well, I guess he's talking to himself. Hell, he might be talking to who the hell knows who he's talking to. He's always walking around alone. I don't know. Yeah, every once in a while, there's just crazy shit that goes on in the world. I tried going to settings and then accessibility. Speak all my chats. I don't think there's anything like that for YouTube. There might be for like a text or something like from the phone itself, but I don't think it'll. I don't know. I'll check it out at some point. It may not be a good idea to have every chat message spoke out. I may not get a word in edgewise once you all get started. Who knows? Get Jane and all of them in here talking about my height and me needing a booster seat and high chair. Hell, I wouldn't get a word in edgewise. Love to josh me about my height. Of course, I ain't got any height, so it's pretty easy to make fun of me. Just a little feller. Yeah, you're probably right, Dave. I'd be hearing way too much all at once. Guys, I wear hearing aids too, so I don't hear all well anyway. So the phone, like a phone, is it's really hard for me to hear on. It's really hard. Is Sovereign related to me? No. We're actually, as far as I know, we're not related at all. But you know, we're kind of like brothers in spirit. I've learned to love Sovereign. I really like that guy, man. I've really got some love in my heart for him. No, and it's not. It has nothing to do with whether what shape he thinks the Earth is. That ain't got nothing to do with it. He's good people. And the thing I've learned, and doing this is that we can come together, and it make any difference what our true beliefs are. You know, we can agree to disagree on certain things and agree on others, and still be okay at the end of the day. You know, I'm one of those few people I'm able to walk the line, and I mean, I have friends on both sides of the line of everything. You know, I've got a few people that I talk to a good bit who are auditors. Let me turn you around here. I talk to a few auditors, and I talk to a lot of the people that hate auditors, the ones that call us frauditors and all that. I've got friends on both sides of the fence everywhere all the time. So, you know, yeah, it's not, we all don't have to agree on everything in order to be friends, I hope. If so, y'all ain't gonna like me much. Sometimes I'm a pretty disagreeable guy. I've still got 14 hanging out with me tonight. I can't believe you guys are as diehard as I am at this. I figured I'd be all alone at this hour on a Sunday. But I'm glad that y'all found time to spend with me. I appreciate it. Especially now that we're in 3 or 4 recordings in, trying to keep it going tonight. Had the same problem last night. I ended up with 3 or 4 videos out of it, trying to keep it going, so. You're right, he is funny. Yeah, that's what I always say about I spend a lot of my time trying to make others laugh. It's just something I've always done, and I love to watch people laugh. I love to, I get my laughter through them, it's like, as they say, living vicariously through another. I'm a magician, and a magician, because we know how the magic's done, we're not amazed anymore. But when you watch someone else amazed at what you did, it's like getting to live it again. So, with Sovereign, he makes me laugh, and man, he can make me laugh so hard that my guts will hurt. So, yeah, I love him for that, because I always make everybody else listen to have someone that can give me that gut chuckle too. Just make me laugh and big old belly laugh. You say live right now? Yeah, well, good for him. I never watch his shit, but I'm quite sure if he says much, somebody will be letting me know about it. I always hear about it. So. Oh. Well, there just ain't nothing happening out here tonight for sure. It's just a boring old Sunday morning, I guess now. The night's about shot. Hell, we're into Sunday morning now. I'm showing 20 after 1. Jelly is always live. It seems like it, don't it? He's got to get so many videos in a day or a week, or he just ain't right for the rest of it, I don't think, But for some reason, he thinks people tune in because they like to watch. He does. Yeah, I don't think he's aware that they tune in just to watch the dumpster burn. His show's a dumpster fire, man, and people watch it for that. Where's the guy that was with me? I just dropped him off at his house there a bit ago, JR. He was done tonight and wanted to go home. Not seen anything from him for weeks. It'd be about right. And he doesn't change much, does he? He don't stop running away from shit. Fucking goober. Yeah, JR, I dropped him off at home. He was done tonight. I don't think he has the stamina I do. He's about 10 years younger than I am, but, you know how them young fellers are. Us old guys got to work them to death in order to show them we can still do it, I guess. I reckon I could wrap it up and go home now. I just, figured I'd stay out a little bit longer. I don't think we're going to catch any traffic stops tonight, but I'll stay out a little bit longer anyway. I'm just having a good time talking with y'all. I'm sorry it's not very exciting. It is what it is. That's why last night and tonight I figured I'd just go live and try to stay live and let y'all experience what we do every night. You know, when we come out here, you know, most of it is just driving around, and there really isn't anything to film most of the time. So we just drive around in circles and waste gas. You're right, Dave. It is enjoyable company. That's, you know, I've got the best subscribers of anybody on the internet. I promise you I do. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. Always here to give me a quick pickup. Always got nothing but nice things to say. And the ones that don't have nice things to say, the ones that do have nice things to say, jump on them like a bunch of piranhas. So, you know, you guys are awesome. You know, I love having y'all around. Too bad we all can't get together in a bunch of pickup trucks, you know, and cruise this town together, you know, have us a big tailgate somewhere off the side of the street or something. That'd be great. We'll paint the town red, as they say. Green, black, something. We'll come up with something. Whatever paint on sale. Everything's so damn expensive. Might have to take whatever's on sale. Might have to go to Walmart and buy the mist tent. Oh. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to make another round here and see if we can see anything. I doubt we're going to see much, but that ain't going to stop us from finding out anyway. You know, it's Sunday night. It's a hillbilly hick town, and most people around here have those, you know, those deep-seated Christian beliefs and tendencies, and because of that, on Sunday there really ain't much kicking anyway, especially this late. Grew up in a town of 1,500. Damn, that is small. That's definitely smaller than this one. I don't actually live here in the city. I live about 8 miles out in the county, out in the country. I wouldn't know how to live in the city. I tried that for a little while as a younger man living in Columbus, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Can't stand to live in the city. I don't like to live anywhere where I'm, you know, looking out my window and looking in somebody else's. I definitely hated living in those stupid apartment complexes, man, where you got somebody living right above you and somebody living right below you, and you know, it just never a fun time for me. I didn't enjoy it a bit. I love living in the country though. That love the country. Sheriff Cruiser following me. Not necessarily following me. We're going the same way either way, but I've spent, except for the time that I lived in Columbus, I've always lived in the country. It's just, I'm a country boy, as they say. You can take the hillbilly out of the hills, but you can never get the hill out of the billy, or something like that. So sure, this little old town, which is not a bad thing. Eugene might pray for people to get pulled over. I don't, of course. I don't really like to see it. Not really even for the content. I mean, I'll take it when they do it, but it's not something that I want. You know? It's not what I want to see. I don't want to see people getting pulled over. I don't want to see people getting tickets and having to go to jail and all that. Unfortunately, I guess it must be a necessary evil. So that's what I thought. We just going the same way. He wasn't following me. Do I ever get pulled over for driving around at night? No, I don't. And I'll tell you the reason why, or why I think that is because everybody knows whose car this is. Everybody knows who I am. They know what I'm doing. You know, they know I ain't got any drugs. They know I ain't, you know they ain't no shit like that going on. So that's the only thing about that. No, I don't get pulled over, actually. I always make sure my lights work, keep all my stuff legal, and I don't generally have any problems. So I only got pulled over once after I started auditing, and, well, I got pulled over twice. I take that back. Got pulled over once for I didn't stop behind the stop line far enough, apparently, is what I was told. And then the second time was for an expired plate because I borrowed my sister's car. Mine was broke down. And she didn't put the sticker on her plate, so, you know, I had to find it in the glove box, and once I did, I was out of there, but, you know. But that was it. I don't, you know, they don't mess with me. They don't try to pull me over and ticket me. They don't harass me. They don't do anything like that, so. Sister's ex was stationed. Hey, Rickenbacker, I had a cousin that lived there for a long time. I spent a little bit of time in some of the on-base housing there, watching some of the planes fly over when I was a younger kid. Had a cousin that lived there for a while. Rickenbacker. It's not even supposed to be an Air Force base anymore, is it? I think they quit. Well, they say they did anyway. I don't know. I ain't actually been there. Guys, I'm gonna walk in here to the gas station. I pull a Eugene string. Oh, jeez. So I'm gonna walk in here and leave y'all in here. Here, I'm gonna switch the camera back out to the front, and I'm just gonna set it here for a minute.
Okay.
I gotta go to the restroom, and I don't want to take them with me.
Gotcha.
I'll leave you in control if you want to talk to my chat. There they are. This is the fine little lady at the gas station I was telling y'all about. It keeps the coffee hot and ready for me on out.
Hi.
Better.
Feel better?
Yes. You know how it is. You drink one coffee and gotta get rid of three. You know, that's what they always say about beer too. Ain't it? Drink one, piss three. You keep my chat. Laws said hello, nice lady.
Hello. Nice lady.
I'm not gonna put you on the camera, so I appreciate you, dear. Thank you.
See you later, bud.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, guys. You know, as people that work gas stations go, a lot of people wouldn't stop and talk to somebody long enough to find out whether or not they're actually a nice person. They just see them working at a store. And, you know, me, I talk to everybody. I know my wife got upset. Used to be a little convenience store just a couple miles around the road from where I live. I'd go around there to get a pack of cigarettes and be gone 4 or 5 hours, just stand there bullshitting with the cashier and anybody that walked in. It's kind of how it is in an area like this. Everybody always did know who I was anyway. And now that I'm Ironton auditor, you know, thousands of people know who I am. So, you know, now every law enforcement officer in the damn county knows who I am. As I was telling Eugene, I had a deputy out the house there earlier today. I had a nephew and some stuff going on. My niece was making a report, and I had asked him how he was doing for the evening. I asked the deputy, you know, how you doing tonight, deputy? He said, I'm doing pretty good. And he of course, recognized me. Hell, like I said, everybody knows who I am. And he actually said, told me that he appreciated me. And I looked at him. I said, for what? What did I do? And he said, I just appreciate you. You know, you're fair, if nothing else. I appreciate it. Thank you. And, well, hell, you know, you're welcome, I guess. I'm not fair because I'm special. I'm fair because I always thought that's how people should be. Everybody should get a fair shake until they shouldn't. You know, I don't know why someone might treat someone else they shouldn't, you know. But we live in that kind of world, I suppose. I suppose that's what most auditors do. They go at it as all cops are enemies and bad guys and you know, road pirates and whatnot. And I'll agree some of them are. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying that, you know, you can't broad brush and say that every one of them are, because they're not. And I know a lot of people get on to me, especially from the auditing side of the community, that they are, absolutely. And I'll still have to argue, no, they're not. Absolutely not. You're right, Laws. You must be unbiased to be on a jury, and I'm not exactly on a jury, but I try to approach everyone without a bias. You know, I've met people, and it's kind of funny. You know, I meet people, and I've heard so much about certain people before I've met them. However, I try not to allow that to influence my opinion too much of them, because I want to get to know them and decide for myself what I think. You know, and so I'm always one of those guys that's in a situation where I don't have any problems with either of these two people at all, even though they hate each other. You know, one understands why I talk to the other one. You know, but you know, it's because I have a unique relationship. You know, I don't hold the opinions of others out to be my opinion. You know, I like to form my own, and I like to try to base my opinion on fact. That way, it's less of an opinion and more of just a factual interpretation. So I believe everybody deserves a second chance, and well, almost everybody. Most things and most people deserve a second chance. That's what I think anyway. You know, I don't really care who you are, or where you've been, or what you did. If you're willing to be a better person today than you were yesterday, you know, you can always overcome your past. You know, you can always be better. And you know, I think most of us, when we're younger, kind of feel like we were shit people. I know I was. There've been times in my life I've been a shit human being. You know, now that I'm an older man, I try to be better than I used to be. You know, I'm not leaving the world anything. I don't have children. I don't have a legacy. I don't have anything to pass on. You know, so I'm hoping that you all and I can unite, and you know, and make this something. You know, maybe I can pass this on some point. Maybe I can pass this mantle on to someone else. People said I try. Law says I need to do better. Well, hey, you know, that's up to you, Law. You can do better or not. I'll leave that strictly within your court. Tap that like button right there. Right? It's a button, Debo, so I keep getting corrected. It's a like button. You gotta touch the button. No Chili. Jeez. So I guess Chili must have went live. Sovereign must be covering him, huh? He likes to ride Chili pretty hard, which I can't blame him, you know. I get accused a lot of not doing anything on my channel but making fun of Chili, but I think you that watch it enough, you all know that that's not necessarily true. Like, you know, we might mention Chili every now and then, but that's not what this has been about tonight, or last night for that matter, you know. I got to be honest, I really don't give two shits about Chili. If he'd stay the hell out of my life and my mind for the rest of my life, I'd be a happy man. I'd just prefer not to even hear about it anymore. But if he's still running across the country trying to steal money from people and grift them, then, you know, I kind of have to stay on it, because I want everyone that hears my voice to know who he is and what he's about before he has a chance to, you know, to lie to them and deceive them. So that's the only reason I handle Chili sometimes. The only reason I do Chili content is just so that people within the sound of my voice, people that watch my videos, might know somebody, or, you know somebody that knows him, and be able to put him a message out there and say, look, you don't want nothing to do with this guy. He's not what you think he is, you know. I'm glad I brought my bifocal glasses today. This way I don't have to keep trying to look over top of them. I look through the top of them. I got the plain glass at the top and the readers at the bottom. That's why I'm always tilting my head back to read the chat. So. Has he sued yet? Yeah, I don't think Chili's threatened me yet. Not with a lawsuit anyway. He just took away my title. I'm not allowed to call myself auditor anymore. I'm the Ironton fraud Terry. I'm not Ironton auditor anymore. I'm just Terry, according to him. So, the great Chili has spoken, as if he was able to give me the fucking title of auditor anyway, like he holds some kind of sway in the world or something. I'm sure in his head somewhere that's true, but we all know the truth, don't we, guys? He's just a little man with a bad complex. Worth about as much as a bag of mixed cats. I'm the only auditor, the rest are frauditors. Well, I ain't going to touch that. I don't know. I got to be honest, I try not to speak out against the auditors too much. I don't always agree with their methods and their beliefs, but I do believe that some of them, and not, there's some of them are just outright fucking ridiculous, and we all know that. But I think there's a few of them out there that actually mean some of the shit they say. They really do want to make a difference in the world, and they think they're doing that. And I say more power to them, as long as they're not hurting anybody and they're not breaking any rules or laws, they ain't hurting nobody. Tell them to do what they do, I also believe that if we don't exercise our rights, we lose them. So, if you live in a place where you're allowed to carry a gun and you're allowed to carry it open on your side, how the hell do you know you can if you don't try it? And the moment you try it, if somebody tells you can't, well, then obviously you can't. So, I believe in order to, it's like any muscle, you have to exercise your rights to strengthen them and to keep them. And unfortunately, there's too many people that don't even know them, so. Thank you for the $2 there. 805 Rights Camera Action says, all hail Chilito. Absolutely, all hail Chilito. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not even going to make a crack on that one. I'm just going to leave it run. Well, like I said, Dave, I don't always agree with their methods, and not all of them are the same. There again, we're kind of broad brushing, it's like saying that every auditor is a frauditor is kind of like saying every cop is bad, and I just don't believe that that's true, I'm not going to support any particular auditor, but I'm not here really to tear them down. There's too many other channels out there taking care of that. Hell, they don't need me for that. The only one I ever cover is Chili, and that's only because he came to my town. So, for the coffee, well, I sure do appreciate it. That's one thing I have to have a lot of is coffee. That's what keeps me working, My blood type is coffee. So, it's O positive coffee for sure. I definitely drink my share of coffee. I have to admit it's my favorite drink. Your channel the way you do it because you like, what is it? Call out the ones that are rude and ignorant. Well, there's a few of those, I guess. You're right, Debos. They don't have to be so rude. Not all of them are, but and maybe I should include the cop watching bunch in there and not just the word auditor. I think that's kind of become a problem. The word auditor has become a symbol meaning that you absolutely fucking hate police and they're the enemy, and like me, I don't come out here and act like that, so people think I shouldn't be called an auditor, but then it's not like there's some agency that bestows auditorship on you. I didn't have to get on my knees and have a sword across my shoulders to make me into it or anything, I don't know. I'm pretty sure all that's self-proclaimed anyway. Dave said there are frauditors and there are auditors. That's my assumption. I'd like to think of myself as not a frauditor, even if no one considers me an auditor. Yeah, I've heard people say they'd rather call me a cop watcher, and well, that's fine too. It's not really the title that I really care about. The only reason I really don't change the name of the channel is just this is how people know me. I don't know what I would change it to that they might be able to find me on. I don't know what I'd do about that. But as you've seen, my channel isn't just about auditing. Hell, we've got Conspiracy Music and Doc Danger. They'll be on this next Wednesday, and they'll be on the Wednesday after that. Those are the two days that I'm guaranteed for now, for my channel anyway. And it's more about just getting them out there so that you all know who they are, and you can find the great music that I like to listen to too. They have a lot of that, so pretty easy going. I don't know if you're talking about me, D-Bose, but I try to be. If you're talking about me, I do everything I can to just be an easygoing person. Let's just say you do things the right way. Well, thanks, Dave. I pray if you, again, if you're talking to me, I appreciate it. I don't know that I do it the right way or the wrong way. I just do it my way, and I found in my life I get a lot more catch a lot more flies with the honey than I do with the vinegar. That's a fact. And if these police officers out here are half as bad as they claim that they are, the worst thing for me to do is come in and start making them my enemies. I mean, seriously, if they're half as bad as people believe they are, then coming in here and trying to treat them like they're that bad is probably a bad fucking idea. So, personally, I hope to figure out which ones are good and bad by being a nice guy and figuring out which one of them can be my allies, because if shit goes bad, these are going to be the guys in line. These are going to be the guys that send to beat you up. So I'd like to bridge that gap, where we don't have to be afraid of them and they don't have to be afraid of us anymore. I don't understand why they're afraid of us anyway, but somebody tells them all the time that there are cops dying everywhere and the people just ambushing them and shooting and stabbing them and whatnot. And for some reason, most of them believe it, and they treat us all like we're going to hurt them or kill them. And I think you're right, D-Bose. I don't think there are a lot of people that want a police job. That's why Ironton can't, they don't even have as many as they need. I think they're up to 15. I think 15 or 16. They don't have very many. It's hard to run, 24-hour shifts 7 days a week with just a few people. They manage, they do it. But it's probably rough on a few of them. I know, a few of them work extra shifts and double shifts and all that, so give them their kudos for that anyway. And again, you all know I don't always agree with their stops, but because it's written in the law that way, there's really little I can do about it. Yeah, I could go up and scream and holler about it, but that ain't going to stop them from pulling people over for that. I think that much is obvious. They're going to still do what they do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to about wrap it up. It looks like there ain't going to be shit happening around in here. Blankenship seems like a good cop, is he? Well, which one are you talking about? There's two. There's I always say the bearded and non-bearded Blankenship because it's easier that way. Let me think of their names. Chance Blankenship has the beard, and I believe his brother's name's Brandon Blankenship. There's two different Blankenships. From what I can see, they both seem like pretty decent guys to me. Brandon seems a little more outgoing, and I think he's a little bit older. He's been on the force a little bit longer, and I think he has a lot more experience. And I think the bearded Blankenship is a little bit more backward and shy. He's just, he's not used to people running up to him with cameras yet, and he's, still not a seasoned officer yet, Selling drugs as a cop is okay. I don't know who said that. I didn't say that. No, selling drugs as a cop is not okay. As a matter of fact, we already had one fired in this town because of that. So, fired, and they're working on putting him through the court system as we speak. So, they took out one of their own. If you're ever looking for cops to take out a bad one, well, there you go. They did it right here in Ironton. So, and again, it may not make him a bad person, but in my opinion, it makes you a bad cop. If you're out and you possess the one thing that you're putting other people in jail for, you're just a dick. There's no way around that. That makes you a bad cop. May not make him a bad guy, and it sucks for me because I actually liked Brad Spalgeric. I really did. I liked the guy. I thought he was kind of a cool guy. He's fun to, he always made it funny, and shit like that. And I really thought he was going to be one of the good ones. And, it sucks that it didn't happen out that way. So, again, I have to take everybody at face value. I don't know any of these guys personally. So, But yeah, Debo, the non-bearded Blankenship seems like a good cop to me, as far as I can tell. I'm sure there's probably somebody in this town that would disagree. I think everybody has people that like them and people that don't like them. And as a police officer, you probably got more that don't like you than you do that do. You know, for some reason, when you have to arrest somebody and put them in jail, that usually goes without saying that they probably won't like you so much after that. If he's in it, they all are. Well, you can't prove that. Now that's one of those broad brush statements that you have absolutely no proof for. That's just an accusation that you're making there. Could they be? Sure, but they're not. Not all of them are in on it. I promise you. There might be more than him. That's a serious possibility. I can't say that there isn't, but there's no proof that there is either right now. So. Take my concerns and did what right, yeah. He, I asked him to turn that paperwork in, and he did that. That Blankenship, like I said, as far as I can tell, he seems like a pretty good guy. But again, I don't know any of these guys personally. I've never known them out of uniform. Hell, I've only seen the captain legislator out of his uniform twice. One was during the fight, and one was when I worked on his truck. Otherwise, it's always been in here and in uniform. So. I agree with you, Debo. So I don't think they're all in on it. Not the entire Ironton police force is not into selling drugs. That's and doing drugs. That's not true at all. Anybody that would say that obviously doesn't know anything about the real world. That's the problem. They get caught up in this idea of broad brushing, and they have the idea of what they think people are, and they just really don't know anything. That's unfortunately, not having a lot of knowledge about anything causes statements like that and causes people to think like that. And I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just trying to be as honest as I can be. So I hope you don't take that as an insult. I didn't mean it that way. I just think you're a little less experienced in the world is what I think. And that's why you think that. But no, there's nothing that can convince me at this moment that every single police officer on the Ironton Police Department is selling drugs or doing drugs. I don't believe that at all. So, small town, I have untouchable power. I don't even know what you're talking about there. I don't have any untouchable power. I wish I did. I'm just a guy with a damn camera. If they want me off the streets, they'll take my ass and throw it in jail, and they'll find a reason. I pretty much guarantee it. But they haven't. They haven't at all. Oh, if you were a cop here? Well, maybe. But Brad didn't. Brad got busted, so maybe you wouldn't, He didn't, his badge didn't stop him from going to jail, so. I mean, he's out now. We're waiting on a special. I got to call them tomorrow morning and see if they've managed to get a court date scheduled yet. They had to wait on a special prosecutor and a special judge to be appointed. They didn't, they wanted it out of the county. That way there's no conflict of interest. So it may be because he slipped. I'm not, I can't argue with that. But all I know is they took him down for it. So they didn't have to. They didn't have to tell us anything at all about it. They could have pretended like none of that shit ever happened that night, and we'd have never been any the wiser. So, it seems to me like they were doing their job, just saying. If they wanted to hide it, sweep it under the rug, all they had to do was been quiet. They wouldn't have had to say anything about it at all. So, the fact that they did, allows me to hold on to a little assumed respect for them, because it does seem like they're doing their job. So, too much power made him slip. That's a possibility. I wouldn't know anything about it. I know the story that I was told was that he and his ex were actually, they were having a fight outside one evening, out in front of the house, apparently out on the sidewalk, by the street. And one of the sheriff's deputies actually was driving down the street, seen two people fighting and stopped, and that one of them was him, and that's how that happened, and apparently they found the drugs just, because I wasn't there, so I can't tell you exactly what happened. I can only tell you what I'm told. I've also had people, people call me and tell me that, that Brad sold them drugs for years, So the problem is I have no proof of that. That is an accusation, and I can't, I don't have enough information to say whether it's right or wrong. So, That's the problem here. Is I try to deal in fact. I don't try to deal in opinion. I won't allow, I don't know if y'all know the difference or not, but an opinion is a mental estimate that seems correct, but it can never be proven. And the reason it can't be proven is because if it's proven, then it becomes a fact and it's no longer an opinion. So, I try to, everybody has their opinions, but I try to make sure that mine are based on fact rather than assumption. I don't want to assume too much. I don't want to assume too little either, but I damn sure don't try to assume too much. I definitely don't want to call an innocent man guilty. That's, that I don't ever want to do. To let a guilty man go free and say he's innocent is much better than one innocent man having to pay the price for something that he didn't do, Believe what you know, not what you hear. Well, Debos, I always say that knowing something is one thing, but being able to prove it is something completely different. So a lot of times it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. Because if I know something to be a fact, how am I ever going to convince you? You'd have nothing to go on but my word. So, a lot of times it's not about what's right, what's wrong, what's it's about. If there's no proof to prove it, we can't prove it, So therefore, it's not true, even if we know it to be a fact. Got to have proof to prove things. So, if you're gonna walk into a place and accuse every person wearing a badge there of doing drugs, selling drugs, or you make those kind of accusations, you better have some proof to back it up. That's my opinion. You definitely need some proof to back it up. Because if you're just running your mouth and all you're doing is going to turn them into, it's going to piss them off. Is what's going to happen, and then they're going to probably, follow you around all the time. Probably McKnight's drugs. Well, there again, there's another one of those accusations and statements with no proof whatsoever, and he wasn't at McKnight's house, so apparently he was staying with him, but that's not where this happened. So they didn't catch him at McKnight's house, and that's not where they found the drugs. They weren't in McKnight's house. So, there you go. That's what I know to be fact. That's what I can prove to be fact. I can't prove or disprove any of the rest of it. So, what about the proof that is held back? Well, I don't know that there is any proof held back. That's just it. If it's held back, we'll never know it anyway. So, number one homie, well, I wouldn't know. Maybe you know more about that than I do. I really don't. Like I said, I don't know any of these guys personally. I don't know who their friends are. I don't know where they hang out. I don't know what they do for fun. I have no idea. So, I come into this completely ignorant. I don't know any of these guys. I'm learning them as I meet them out here on the street. I don't know anything about their personal lives. I've never met their wives, their kids. I don't know where they live. I have no idea. So, now Eugene does. He knew Joe Akers and Brad Spalgeric, he grew up with, and grew up knowing them personally. They played church basketball and stuff together. So, he grew up with those boys. Me, I don't know them at all. So, basic homie code, all men know it. No, that's not true. Not true at all. I've got friends that do a shit ton of drugs, but I don't. So no, that's not the homie code. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. Just because you might be friends with somebody doesn't mean you're involved in all the bullshit they pull. That's not a true statement at all. Not even close. Not even close. You're still not convincing me there. You have to do a lot better than that one. I'm sure Ted Bundy had friends too, but you can't accuse them of murder just because he did it. That's just because they were friends of his don't mean they knew what he was doing. So. That's not a true statement either. It's just one that you'd like to be true. The only bro code that I ever go by is never sleep with a woman that has been with any friend or family member of yours, ever. I don't care how long it's been since they've been together. I don't care if they're divorced now. None of that shit matters. Don't sleep with any woman that has ever been with a family member or a friend. That's the bro code. That's what you shouldn't violate right there. Not even if they tell you it's okay. Then you'll never run the risk of having a problem with the bro. Homie, the clown code is real. The bro, there you go, D-Bos, the bro code. I don't know if there's actually a code out there, but you know, the one I try to go by is to make sure that, you know, you just don't. Look, guys, there's three things that'll tear even brothers apart. That's pussy, property, and money. Those three things right there, brothers will kill each other over, unfortunately, you know. That's the three things. So be very careful, you know. Women, property, and money. That's the three things you don't want to screw with. But you have one homie you would trust and let in take part some kind of come up. I'm not sure what those words mean exactly in that order. Do I have someone I trust? Absolutely. Would they tell me if they were doing something like that? Probably not. Probably not, you know, because I wouldn't approve. So always look at my friends' girlfriends like sisters and never date. Well, you know, you shouldn't date them. It's just a bad idea. All it's going to do is cause a problem. I mean, if, you know, I'm almost 50, so I know it to be a fact. I guess some younger guys still ain't figured that out yet. Hopefully they hear an old man like me say it and take it to heart and understand. You know, people get shot over women all the time, you know. That's just, it just happens, you know. I am 52. Well, hello, D-Bo's 52. I'm 48, so I'm right in behind you. Not number one homie. 805, you really don't know a whole lot. You think you do, but you really don't know much at all. I hate to tell you. You really don't have a firm grip. You think you do. You think you have a really good beat on the world, but you don't. You don't understand what you're talking about. You just think you do. I appreciate you coming in and trying to convince me, but, you know, I'm too old, done been through too much, done seen too much. I know better. I've had friends that kept shit from me, you know. And I was surprised to find out. Fact. So, yeah, he said. I think you just like to cause an argument, that's all. I think you just like to stir the shit pot. Which is cool, you know. I mean, hell, it needs stirred. At least you're keeping us up, keeping us interested. Hell, we're still here arguing about it. Why not? Got to have some kind of fun in the world. For content's sake. Oh, shit. Well, thank you for making my content better. I appreciate it. Like I said, I know my channel is boring. It sure is. I wish it was fun and exciting, but it's just not. When you're out in a town just waiting for the cops to pull somebody over, it's just not always fun. It's a lot of boring downtime doing absolutely nothing. I can tell you that. Drinking coffee and peeing coffee. That's about what I get done most of the time. Putting it in one end, letting it out the other. That's what I'm bringing, baby, he said. Hey, whatever works. Takes all kinds to make the world go round, don't it? Different strokes for different folks, they say. Everybody marches to the beat of a different drum. Some shit like that. A million different ways to say the same shit, I suppose. You know, me, I'm not quite like anyone else I've ever met either. I've never really met anyone quite like me. I don't think anyone else ever has either. I'm just a little bit different. If I was rich, they'd call me eccentric, but unfortunately, I'm not, so they call me crazy. And I would, you know, I prefer the word unorthodox, just, you know, sounds better than nuts, but have a good time talking to me. Rights camera action, is there, what is it? Is it lights or rights cam? It is rights camera action. Okay, I was misspeaking it from glancing at it, so I'm glad I seen that. Buzzkill, huh? Don't let it bother you, Debo. Shit. It only bothers you if you have to argue. If you know, like I always say, to learn mind over matter. If you learn mind hell to you, it won't fucking matter. You know, that's about the easiest way to get that done. I appreciate it. You know, I'm not sure why I'm entertaining, but hey, you know, I'm out here. I'm glad somebody sticks with me. I can't believe there's still 13 of you out here still sticking with me, you know. I'm glad you're here, believe me. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here all by my damn self. Eugene done went home, and if I was sitting here talking to myself like this in the car, people definitely think I was nuts. They probably do anyway, and just walk by and see me talking to myself. Don't realize I'm talking to 14 different people. If I'm cop watching you with support, well, that's generally what I do. Ain't too much to watch tonight, unfortunately. So. I'll tell you what, Kimmy Don, somebody comes bringing a phone up to me and says someone called for me, I'm definitely going to have to answer it. I'm going to have to see who's on that other end. Yeah, you're the only one that donated on this particular stream. I had some earlier in the evening, 8:05. I had a couple donations in there, but I do appreciate it. Thank you, by the way. I'm damn sure going to appreciate the coffee, I can tell you that. Love the coffee. It's what keeps me moving. Keeps my old joints from freezing up, I reckon. Back glass getting all fogged up back there. Alright guys, I'm going to flip you back around here. One more drive around the circle here and see if we can see anything. Ain't been any traffic, ain't been no cops by, ain't been nothing happening, so. Hell, I bet even the police are bored tonight. Ain't even nothing happening for them to get into. There they go right there. That was one of them anyway. I don't know which one, but that was one of them. Do they patrol? Yeah, that's what they were just. You just seen them go by me there. They definitely drive through the town, and there's probably only 2 or 3 on duty tonight. So they have to cover the entire town. So they generally don't stop driving around. They do what I do. They drive around circles all night. Dick Insider said, I'd like your opinion. I'm not sure if you're talking to me. I don't know what you'd like my opinion about. If you're not talking to me, let me know that so I don't have to worry about what opinion I have to give. I don't mind giving my opinion. Hell, I'll tell you what I think. You may or may not agree with me. That's okay, but I'll definitely tell you the truth. I have a bad habit at that. I'm the kind of person, I'll tell you the truth even if it hurts your feelings, and it's not because I desire to hurt anybody. It's just because I desire for you to know that for me, telling you the truth is more important to me than how you feel about the truth that I tell you. So I hope that makes sense. But I want you to understand that I don't want to hurt anybody, but I will be honest even if it hurts. So, and I expect you all to do the same with me. I don't want you to pull no punches, and hell, don't sugarcoat nothing. Somebody will just eat that too. So that's why I don't sugarcoat. I just tell people what's going on and how I feel, and let let them deal with the information however they want to. .204 in the morning on a Sunday, and as you all see, they're just a dead town. It's a small town, man. Everybody else is at home in bed and shit. They all gotta get up and go to work. Tomorrow's Monday. They sure ain't up terrorizing the town generally, so. I don't know what that says. I can't see it. We'll have to wait till I can get up here and get off the road here a second. Hard to follow that chat while I'm driving, guys. I wish I was more like Chili, how I could have my eyes on 2 different phones and my hands somewhere that ain't on the wheel and still manage not to hit anything, but I'm not that skilled, so. Let's see here. Where was that? 8:05. You talking about me? You think I have no balls? Is that it? Dave just leaves early. I assume you have to work, but unless you're unlucky like me and you're working them long damn hours, where you did go to work at a normal time, I still couldn't. Yeah, I hope you ain't talking about me, 805. I got balls as big as you are, I promise. I got them big brass balls. I'm actually a pretty ballsy kind of guy. I'm just not an asshole. That's the difference. Difference between being ballsy and being an asshole. So, hope it blows over quick. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about there, Dick Insider. Unless you guys are talking about some shit amongst yourselves and I missed it. Alright, well, I'm gonna get back out here on the street again and drive around one more time here and see if we can see anything. Beth, I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody deleted your messages. If you're talking to me, I haven't deleted anything, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I haven't deleted a thing. Now, YouTube sometimes deletes shit, but that's usually only if you use pretty bad language or certain words or talking about certain topics. So, I haven't deleted anything, so I don't know what you're talking about. I am fair, and I haven't deleted anything, so there you go. I don't know what's going on. Just so that YouTube deletes a lot of shit. I can't control that. I have no control over that, but I don't delete anything, so I haven't deleted anything, sweetheart. I have no reason to. You're not my enemy, Beth, and I have no animosity or anger towards you, and I have no reason to censor you or try to make you seem like you're saying a certain thing or anything. I've never done that, and I wouldn't do that, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know why you've put in comments that are not appearing. I don't know why that is. I really don't. So I'm not sure why, but it sure ain't because I'm deleting them. I promise you that. I will try to find out if it's held in review, though. When I get home, I'll get on the PC and I'll be able to see it. Sometimes they'll put it in what's called held in review, and I have to go through the YouTube studio in order to find those, and then I can release them from there. So if it's held in review, I'll make sure it gets back out there. I'll take care of it. So Billy Lawrence is going to prison. Okay, whatever works. I'm going to leave that up to him. That ain't my problem. I ain't got no dog in that fight, nor am I going to enter one. I know somebody out there was preaching that he was a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, I know him about as well as I do you, Beth. We don't hang out or nothing. I don't know a whole lot. Don't know him very well either. I just know him when I see him. And if he's done something to go to prison, then by damn, I say he should. I ain't gonna argue with that. And there's the if, because I rely on you to have that proof, because I don't. So, I don't have any of that. I have no way of knowing any of that. That was a little before my time in here anyway. Obviously not before I was born, but before I definitely was in here with a camera or knew any of these stories at all. I always lived out in the county. I never really had to give a shit what happened in this town because I don't live here. I don't really, I never really shopped here. I always went to Ashland or Huntington or somewhere like that. So, I just wasn't in town a lot. And I don't read the paper and I don't follow the news. So there's just so many things I don't know that I probably should know. But I don't. If I lived here, I might. But since I don't, there's a lot I don't know. Plug this phone in. Make sure we keep the battery going here. But no, make no mistake, Beth. I haven't deleted anything. I wouldn't, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But when I get home, I will check and see if it's held in review. If it is, I'll release it from there. I'm not sure why it would be, but I haven't deleted anything, dear. I don't do that, so I try to make sure that, I mean, unless somebody's being attacked, my mods usually won't even take care of anybody. So, you know, I leave everything out there and let people say whatever they want. This should be, I hear what you're saying, Beth. I understand that you have the proof. I get it. I understand what you're saying. And I appreciate you letting me know. And I hope that you feel I have treated you fairly. I've not tried to treat you unfairly. You know, I didn't even ask a lot of the questions that I wanted to when I had you on the show, and it was just because you seemed to, you know, there was some stuff going on, and I could tell you really didn't want to get into certain things, and that's why I just backed off, because I'm not trying to make you my enemy. I'm not trying to make you look stupid. I'm not trying to do any of that. So, you know, I was just trying to give you the opportunity to get your story out, you know, and bring whatever, you know, whatever proof that you have. If you want to bring it, you know, we'll throw it out there. I have no reason, I have no reason to treat you bad, sweetheart. I have no reason to do that at all. So you'll get the same fair shake from me that everybody else does. You know, I'll take you at face value until I know any better. I mean, how else can I deal with people in the world? I don't know if you heard me say it on my show the other night, Beth, but I actually spoke up because I know people that have been in the jail a lot. You know, I've never actually been in there. Hell, I've never even been in to visit, but I know quite a few people that have been in that jail, and a couple of them had told me how much the guards used to razz you years ago, you know, and not even when you're around, you know. I guess, you know, you were the butt end of a lot of jokes, Beth. So, you know, I know that, and I know certain things were said and certain things that happened. I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to, but I know you had it rough. I know there were a few things and a few people that made life rough for you. I'm sorry about that, you know, but don't think I'm completely ignorant on all of it. I'm not, you know, but there again, those are things that by the time it gets to me, it's considered hearsay, and, you know, just because I know certain things, I can't prove it to be fact. So, you know, I don't speak up a whole lot about some of the things I know because I have no way of proving it, you know, and I don't want to be like Chile and throw out a bunch of accusations and not be able to prove any of it. I don't want to do that. So I believe it was bad for you, Beth. I'm sorry that that happened. I wish things could have been different, you know, but, you know, of course, even if I was an auditor then, I wouldn't have much control over that. So, but don't think I'm trying to make you an enemy or have, you know, trying to discredit you in any way. That's not true. I'm not trying to do that at all. So, you know, if you've got people telling you that, that's just not true. I'm not even that kind of guy. Hell, watch my channel. Start watching some of my videos. You'll see I'm not like that at all. The only person I get onto like that is Chili, and that's just because he deserves it. He deserves everything he gets. That's a fact. You know, everybody else, I try to treat at face value until I know different. So, if you remember, I was standing out there on the sidewalk with y'all when you did your domestic violence thing. I stood right there and held a sign that said "Justice for Ironton." You know, I was right there with you, ladies. Don't forget that. Out of all the people in this town, I was there. I was right there with you, ladies, when I realized you were there. So that's what you were there for. I was right there with you, and always would be. I don't know if that car's about to get pulled over or not. Probably not, but we'll see what's happening here. If anything's happening. Probably not. Probably just patrolling, but we'll find out. Pastor said good morning from the Netherlands. Just woke up. Well, good morning. It's 2:15 a.m. here. So I guess we can say good morning from America here too. Glad you decided to join us this morning. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's just doing his rounds. Ain't nothing else to do, so they drive around circles like I do. Just doing their patrolling. Just doing his job. Alright, I missed some of the chat here. I'm going to get it back. Be safe. Good night. Good night, Beth. If you're taking off for the night or the morning, good night. Sleep well, dear heart. And you know how to get a hold of me. You're free to get a hold of me anytime on my channel or off. We don't have to be on camera. You know where I'm at. You know how to get a hold of me, sweetheart. Anytime you need to. Oh, Debos, are you in Canada? Is that where you're at? Is it cold up there? Seems like it's always cold up there. It's one thing about Canada. Never any lack of cold, it seems. Can't believe 13 of you hanging out with me still. Blowing my mind. You guys must be as bored as I am. I'm glad you chose to hang out with me, though. It keeps me from being that bored. I'm sure I'm boring you all to death. I'm sorry about that. Too bad I can't dance. I jump out here and do your song, but I'm afraid they'd come with the men in straitjackets and put me in one of them rubber rooms, think I'm crazy and having seizures or something. Coming off the drugs. All this poor guy's coming off the meth he has to be looked at. So I think I'll keep singing and dancing to a minimum. Well, there definitely ain't nothing going on up here. Too many places where there ain't nothing going on tonight. Again, it's not really a complaint, guys. I actually like nights like tonight. I don't have to worry about anybody being taken advantage of or anything, so. Sovereign's watching Chili out on Hollywood Boulevard. Jesus, I can't even talk. Boulevard. Whew. My tongue getting wrapped around my eye teeth. I can't see what I'm saying. Yeah, Sovereign likes to pick on old Chili, so likes to watch his streams because you just never know when he's going to lose his mind and go all kinds of nuts. You know he's going to. You just never know when, at exactly what point. And then once he does, it seems to spiral out of control from there. And them late night streams he comes on, 99% of the time he's out of his mind anyway. Gets all pissed off about something or somebody in the chat and just loses his complete train of thought and goes off on a tangent. That's all the man ever seems to get done. Then he's deleting and editing shit out of it, so you don't see, if you watch it later, you don't notice how crazy he really is. Talking about Chili's knee pressure, yeah. Yeah, the only problem I got with Chili is that pressure in his head. Somebody needs to give him a little extra. I think he's leaking out. Need to repressurize his head some so it sets on straight. I think it hangs a bit crooked or something. Brain's a little lopsided. Yeah, it sucks too, because like I always say, Chili had such great potential, man. He really could have, he could have had a voice. He could have done something great with it, but he chose not to. He chose to do what he does. And unfortunately, I strongly disagree to what he does, because I've met some of the people that he did it to. So I don't care much for him at all. Again, I'll tell you the truth, I don't really hate him. It's not about hate, Hate's an awful strong word, but I absolutely dislike him in every way from the top to the bottom. I don't like nothing about the man. Right, Kimmy? That's, you know, that was one of the first people that Chili helped that I found, actually, was Tina. Well, I think, you know, if you've been back to my channel, you've seen I had an interview with her a long time ago, quite a few months back, you know. Her and Larry Flanoid actually came here, and I got to spend a couple days with them. That was a blast. You know, I love Tina. You know, she got caught up in the Chili hurricane too. He swooped in, planning to help, or plotting to help himself to money in someone else's name is what he was planning to help. Seems to help us for money. Such a wonderful person. Yes, he is. He is a wonderful person. He loves himself very much. And I'm glad that there's some people out there that love him. I'm not one of those, but I'm glad that there's somebody that cares about him. It's a little bit different, isn't it, Kimmy? When you hear the lady say it herself, it sure does take on a whole new life, don't it? It was a struggle for me to stay away from her while she's telling that story, because every time she teared up, I just wanted to throw my arms around her and hold her and tell her to be okay, you know, even though I knew I couldn't do anything about it, man. It hurt me so much. Just hurt my heart so much to see how much pain she was in, you know. I don't like seeing people hurt like that. I really don't. And she's such a sweet and nice lady, you know, and always, you know, always respectful and nice, and at least to me anyway. It was very hard to watch that interview and not, you know, not try to be the knight in shining armor, even though that I knew I couldn't be, you know. It wasn't nothing I was going to do to make the situation any better, but, you know, it doesn't stop you from wanting to grab them and hug them and just, you know, just to hold them and say, it's going to be okay, you know, it's going to be all right. What did that say? I missed one there. Ray Ramirez, IA is a good man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I still say I ain't all that great. I wish I was half as great as some of you guys think I am, that's for sure.
Ain't that right?
What's that?
You were kung fu fighting.
Well, I haven't been in a long time. Not since I was a kid have I been kung fu fighting. But yes, Della, I'm at the gas station again. My little girl bladder just can't hold any more of this coffee back anymore, so.
Oh, look, you know, you got another fresh pot.
Here, I'm going to reach it to you. I got the front camera on so they can't see you. If you'll talk to my chat a minute, I'll be right back, guys.
Somebody just said they quit smoking. I don't know. I can't quit smoking. Somebody just said on his chat that quit smoking, but I'll probably end up making him seasick because I got the shakes. Look. Hi. That's awesome. Hello, Colin. Well, for me, I do good to make it about 5 hours, so that's all good. Hello, Dabos. He's on a live feed. Well, of course, you know, we're Ironton, Ohio. Ain't that right?
What's that?
Ironton, Ohio.
Yep, that's where we be. Good old-fashioned Ironton.
I probably made him about half sick. I got the shakes. So, like, I'm standing here, like, holding it, and I'm like...
Sorry, guys, is she seizing out on y'all? I appreciate you tending my sweethearts for me.
Yeah.
I got the best subscribers in the world, man. I love them to death. I don't know why they like me. I ain't figured that out yet, but you know.
I don't know. I can't figure it out either.
Well, you know. Maybe they just have soft hearts for a hard luck case. Maybe that's it.
Well, I mean, we got off on the wrong foot, but shit was good, so.
Well, you know.
It's just.
It's what happens a lot. People find out I'm not the guy they thought I was when they first met me,
It wasn't
you know.
so much as the guy that I thought he was, because I didn't know who you were. That it was the other person you were with that kind of made you look bad.
Yeah, I know. Kimmy Dawn said to tell you that you're good, that they enjoy you.
Enjoy my mouth. Most people can't stand it.
But Eugene doesn't work the chat very well. They don't like him too well, so you know.
Because you don't say much.
Well, that and when he does say something, he puts enough ums and hums and stuff in there to where it like takes him 20 minutes to get three or four word sentence out. So you know, it's just Eugene.
Eugene is Eugene.
Yeah, he's you know, it's just Eugene.
He's from the country.
Right?
You don't know a single.
Well, there ain't everybody as relaxed just talking to everybody like I am. You know, I got a big mouth and I'm full of shit. There you go. Hey, they told me to tell you to have a good night, dear. You guys, appreciate it. A little bit. He's you know, you have to give him a little bit to come out of his shell. I think he's a little a little shy, a little backward. He's not too sure how to talk to names that flash across the screen at him yet. Driving on the wrong side of the road. Colin, am I saying it right if I say Bastow? Or is it Bastow? Bastow, I assume. What country are you in, Colin? That's the question. And then I'll decide whether or not I'm on the wrong side of the road. Here we drive on the right side of the road, even if it is the wrong side, I reckon. Australia, in Australia they drive on the left side too, don't they? Drive backwards from the way we do. We were talking about that earlier. That'd be crazy for me to drive down the left side of the road. That would be absolutely nuts. Probably about as crazy for y'all to try to drive on the right, I'd say. I bet it is strange for you to watch. I know for me it would be absolutely nuts to drive down the left side of the road. Hell, it'd be all weird trying to figure out how to judge distance. And I guess they'd have to put the steering wheel and everything on the other side of the car. That'd be freaky. Be all kinds of different. Smoking for about 18 years. Oh, hell, I started when I was... first cigarette I ever picked up, I think I was 9. And by the time I was 14, I was smoking every day, all day. And I'm 48 now. I've been at it for a long, long time. The longest I ever quit smoking in my life was when I was in basic training. And it wasn't because I wanted to. They just wouldn't let us smoke for that 8 weeks in basic. So I went 8 weeks without smoking a cigarette. And the only thing I thought about for 8 straight weeks was how bad I wanted a cigarette, to be honest. So... So you're all still hanging in there with me. I'm going to have to learn how to become more entertaining, aren't I? Learn some new jokes or something. I mean, I've got some jokes. They're just not some I necessarily want to tell a mixed company, you know. My biggest fan. There you go. You talking to me, 805? Colin, I recognize you as being new. I hadn't seen your name out there before. Welcome, by the way. You're always welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. last night and tonight, I just bringing y'all on a live, just went live and just driving around doing my normal auditing and cop watching thing and showing everybody how boring of a night it can get around here in Ironton, where there just ain't much happening and there's no traffic. You know, obviously there's no traffic stops if there's no traffic out. And I bet even the police get busy a lot, or get bored a lot here because they're not so busy. So, but yeah, Colin, you're welcome here anytime, always, even if I am boring. Right around without leaving the house, huh? Right? Maybe they'll pull me over one day. Well, they actually already did. That was in the beginning when I first started auditing. They already did that. They don't mess with me now, and the reason is because I don't commit traffic infractions. At least not right in front of them, anyway. And they just don't mess with me. You know, they actually don't mind what I do. So there goes one of them there. That was Patrolman Allison. That's the newest one on the force that just crossed in front of us there. Out doing his patrol. Doing exactly what I'm doing, driving around in damn circles through the town. Terry, stop. That is funny. Sure is a boring evening in here as far as the cop watching goes. I'm so glad y'all are riding along with me. It keeps me from being so bored. Got somebody to talk to anyway. You know, Chili's always talking about Terry v. Ohio. You know, and in the beginning, I thought, what are the odds that he would come all the way from where he came from? He says California. I think he was a bit closer gripped than some close. He always says California. He come all the way where he come from, and his mission is over Terry versus Ohio. And he gets to Ohio, and who does he meet? He meets me. He meets Terry. You know, that was kind of neat. So, you know, it's kind of against the odds. And what he found was, instead of Terry versus Ohio, what he found was Terry for Ohio. So, you know, I'm definitely not versus Ohio. I am for Ohio. I'm a Buckeye through and through, always have been. I love the great state of Ohio. Does it have its problems? Sure, every state does. But I happen to love this one. The law says I just need a trifold. Terry trifold. Yeah, my best advice don't come on a trifold. My best advice is to make sure your shit's legal, make sure you got the proper documentation, and don't break the law. That won't always keep you from police interactions, and I don't claim that it will, but for most of the time, that'll generally keep you out of trouble. You know, when you're going to take your car out at night, you know, you need to take a quick walk around the car, turn your lights on, make sure they work, you know. All it takes is a license plate light to be out, and if it's out, they're going to pull you over, you know. Generally, around here, it ain't no big deal. Typically, they pull you over and say, hey, you got a plate light out, and that's about it. You know, you're down the road with a warning, and, you know. But if they ask to search and you let them, they're damn sure going to do it. And then I'm going to have to stand there for like 5 minutes. So I know, because I've had to do it before. Hey, D-Bose, I appreciate you hanging as long as you did. You have a good night and sleep well, sir. Appreciate you very much. time is it? About 2:30. It's about 2:30. As y'all see, there's no traffic. There just ain't nobody moving. Of course, who the fuck's up at 2:30 on Sunday morning anyway? You know, where the hell they gonna be? Ain't got no reason to be anywhere. Got to be to work at 4:30, Kimmy. Well, enjoy that, I guess. If it's able to be enjoyed. If it's not, the best day you can anyway. It sure is Monday, so. Well, guys, I tell you what, here it is. It's 2:30. There's nothing going on in the town, and tell you what, I think I'm about ready to shut this down and go to the house. What do y'all think about that? You want me to stay out here a little bit longer and bullshit with y'all some more? Or you ready to call it quits and you just want to hear me shut the hell up and turn this thing off? What do you got on? I'm going to leave it up to y'all in the chat. Because I don't want to keep you on here and bore you to death. I've probably already done that, so. You know, we can stay out here a little while longer and talk back and forth, or we can just shut it off and go home. I mean, it's up to y'all, however y'all feel about it. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings either way, so don't worry about that. I got home last night. I didn't even get to bed till it was like 5:45 this morning. I got in and happened to turn on YouTube to do a little bit of YouTube studio work and noticed someone else that was on and ended up going on their live panel for a little bit. Oh, there is no best for me. It's the same either way, I reckon. All right, Kimmy, you be careful and like I say, enjoy that day at work. And if you can't enjoy it, have the best day that you can either way. And be careful out there. There's crazy people out there. Well, Lori, how you doing this morning? If your name went up through there before I didn't see it, I'm sorry about that. I just seen it just now, so I'll say hello. Crazy people everywhere, that's a fact. Yep. Well, I'm just one more in the bunch. You know, my mom always told me I was crazy as a bed bug. I don't know how crazy bed bugs are, but apparently they're nuts if she's referring to me, so. Oh, Lori, I ain't good for nothing, unfortunately. Good for nothing, but guaranteed good for it. It's just, here we are at, 2:30 something in the morning, Monday morning, I guess it is now, Sunday night. Just doing a cop watch, and there's just nothing to watch tonight, so. Done a whole lot of driving around in circles and sitting in parking lots tonight. Followed the cops around a little bit, but they're just patrolling because there's, there's no traffic. You know how Ironton is. There just ain't shit going on. So, I just brought along a chat to keep me busy so I didn't feel so bored and alone out here. Yeah, I come out here sometimes and Eugene doesn't ride with me. He's got his own life too, so I sit in this car and it can get really annoying and boring just sitting here all night. How many police do we have? We have like 15 or 16, I think. We should have more, but that's how many we have right now. Yeah, I got a little bit of the fire, Lori, right after it first happened there. I'd managed up there, and we got, I don't know, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes of footage on that. That's on one of the previous videos. Yeah, we got a little bit of that, and then they went to rope it off and put up their tape, and we just let them go ahead and do it and went back to what we was doing, so. They got it put out, and as far as I know, nobody got hurt. They got everybody out, and everything was okay, so. You didn't go up there? Yeah, we did. We walked right up in there. You know, me and Eugene, we don't care. Hell, we'll walk right up in about anything. Yeah, they rarely ever tell us to get out of the way. I don't think they were going to make us move from where we're at. I think they're just going to leave us alone and let us sit in there and film. But, you know, the heroes had done got there, and they done pretty much had the fire under control. I seen them walking through the upstairs with a flashlight, you know. So I just decided to let them do their job. Yeah, I look at the fire department and I see the true heroes. Any man that run into a burning building to save somebody else, that's a special kind of son of a bitch right there. Or woman, you know. And so they are definitely the heroes. Don't know how it started. Yeah, I'm not sure how it started either. I didn't stick around and ask, and I assume that's going to come out here in the paper in the next day or so. We'll have whatever findings they have, I'm sure. I didn't want to get up in their shit. I just let them do their job. I don't like to bother the fire department or the EMTs. You know, those guys have a rough enough job. Y'all tired of looking at the gas pumps? You want to look at my ugly mug for a minute, or would you rather stare at the damn gas pumps? I guess I'll go over and park in front of the gas pump. Y'all can watch the damn TV on it, you know. How close do I get to what? 8:05. And I can generally get as close as I want. They don't tell me to stand back. Of course, I don't try to get up in their lap or anything, but you know, I get close enough to see what's going on for sure. I've definitely been walked right up in the middle of them, so walked right in the middle of them with a pistol on my hip and a camera in my hand. Can you all hear that stupid TV on that dumb gas pump over there? Why in the hell would they put a TV on a gas pump? Like there ain't enough TVs in the world. They got to install one on a damn gas pump. Jeez. Do my police need to be watched? Well, there are those that think that they do. And when Chile came into town, I heard a lot of things going on. You know, I heard a lot of people say a lot of things. And when I heard that, it kind of bothered me because, you know, I don't really live in town here. I live out in the country about 8 miles out. And, you know, when I heard some of those stories, it bothered me a lot, you know, because I didn't really know what was going on here. So I picked up a camera and went at it because I figure, you know, if there's some of that stuff going on, then somebody needs to come in and check it out. So, you know, I'm here and, you know, and in my personal opinion, I think that all the police need to be watched. I think there should be citizens all the time with cameras out there. That's my opinion. I think not only should there be somebody like me on the sidelines, but if you personally are dealing with law enforcement, you should always have a camera going. Always, always, always video everything. Whether they like it or not is irrelevant, you know. But they definitely should be watching. It's not necessarily because they're tyrant pigs, but just, you know, just to make sure that they aren't. You know, it's our job, you know what I mean? As citizens, there you go, right there. Like 805 Rights Camera Action says, it's our civic duty. You know, it's your duty as an American citizen to make sure that your government is doing what you want it to do. You know, and if it's not, how would you know if you're not out there watching it? You know, so. You know, I also believe in kind of like a civilian internal affairs. I think we need a group of civilians that police the police instead of letting them do it themselves. That's my opinion. Apparently, I'm the only one with that opinion. I would like to get that started here, you know. I sure would like to have, and I don't want to be on the group, so don't understand me. I would let those particular people, it would, you know, you can't just pick some dumbass, but you know, I believe there definitely needs to be a group of people that, you know, that perform oversight, you know, oversight of the city government, oversight of the police department, oversight of the sheriff's department. I mean, you know, that's how it should be. Always be civilian oversight. You're right, Colin. Police should not police themselves. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. You know, their internal affairs are nothing more than cops that outrank the lower ones generally, and you know, and that's what they do. They police themselves, unfortunately. But I agree with you. It shouldn't be that way. You know, it's the reason our country's in the state it is because we've allowed it. You know, we haven't risen up to change it yet. You know, we just sit back and let them do what they want. You know, we keep electing politicians, waiting on them to change things, and I'm hoping that people are finally starting to get the idea and see and understand that the government doesn't have your best interest at heart. You know, if they did, shit would have changed before now. You know, they don't care about you. 805 is right, and see if our rights actually exist. You know, you can believe that you have a Second Amendment right to walk down the street carrying a firearm, but until you try it, you know, people can say whatever they want. You know, they might say you have the freedom of speech, but you won't know that until you say something they don't want to hear. You know. And it's my opinion that the speech that we don't want to hear is what needs to be protected the most. Of course, you know, nobody bitches about the words they like to hear. Nobody bitches about hearing nice things. You know, it's those things that you don't want to hear. That's the speech that has to be protected above all. It's supposed to be what makes this country great. Terry, I'm back. You got to go to Sovereign Stream. Why is that? I can't just go to Sovereign Stream from here. And if I could, I wouldn't be able to show it to y'all. I'd have to like quit the live and go do that. Chili getting trolled. Well, shit, Chili always gets trolled by a guy that wants to fight him. What? There's actually somebody out there with him in person ready to kick his ass. Is that true? You know, Chris, that might work. I just don't necessarily. I trust people. Don't know if I trust people at the state level either. I think there needs to be a local group to oversee local, you know, local police. That's my opinion. You know. So that guy is actually there with Chili. That could work, Chris. That could actually work. You know, I just think there needs to be some citizens on the team, though. You know, that's my opinion. Just people from the local area that are vetted. You know, I mean, I don't want to be vet. I don't want to be the one on the committee, but I think that could be one. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. It's let's see. It's oh shit. It's like 10 till 3. And since there's nothing happening, and you know, I'm running out of things to say, guys. I wish I had something to talk about. I kind of run low too. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and I'm going to head toward the house, and hopefully, I only live about 10 minutes from here, and hopefully Sovereign will still be on by the time I get there. Maybe I'll catch some of his stream, and who knows, maybe he'll even bring me up on the panel. Hell, I never know, but I'll definitely be in his chat if he's still on when I get home. So, first of all, everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate y'all more than you know. I really do appreciate y'all hanging out and giving me somebody to talk to instead of just me driving around this town going back crazy by myself. So you are awesome. You're the best subs out there. Just know that. You know how much I love my subscribers. I think y'all are the best out of any channel. So I appreciate y'all very much. And I want y'all to have a good night or good morning wherever you're at. Make sure you sleep well. Take care of yourselves. And I guess for the moment, Ironton Auditor out, and we'll catch you on the next